Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Taking a live look out at the Alamo City. Wow, so we got an extra hour of sleep, and you can see in the distance that sunrise, a gorgeous, crisp start to your morning, 45 degrees. What does the rest of the weekend look like? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. But until then, good morning. It is 6 a.m. this Sunday, November 7th, 6 a.m. Lots of energy this morning.
We have lots of energy, so you guys get ready. We are fired up. That sunrise, beautiful. Also beautiful, 45 degrees.
Is it beautiful?
Spivey. You know what? It's better than humidity and 80 degrees at 6 in the morning.
I'll give you that. And it's nice to see the sunrise during our show. So we usually are doing the 6 o'clock news in the dark, but you know what? It's great to see the sunrise a little early this morning. Sunrise is happening now, and sunset will be at 5:43 this evening. So we're going to see the sunset before 6 p.m. It is chilly out there. It's sweater weather. We've got 39 at Bernie Stage Airfield, 38 in Comfort, 38 in Kerrville, 45 at Port SA, 44 at JBSA Randolph, and 44 in Hondo. Today's going to be a beautiful day, a lot like yesterday. A couple degrees warmer, but still very pleasant. We'll be looking at some patchy fog out there right now, but that'll be ending very soon as the sun is rising. South winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunny with low humidity, 73 for the high. And again, that sunset at 5:43. Then it'll become chilly this evening. Temperatures dipping down into the 50s by 9 p.m. We've got a cold front on the way in the week ahead. I'll have a look ahead in just a few minutes. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, San Antonio police investigating a stabbing that ended with one person dead.
This happened on the city's south side. Jonathan Cotto joins us live. Jonathan, what do we know about this case so far?
Well, Sarah, it all started as a welfare check, but police showed up to find a man dead, stabbed to death. This is what that scene looked like. It all happened just minutes after 1 a.m. this morning at this home on West Mitchell Street and King Roger. That's near I-10. On the city's south side. Now, police say they arrived to find a man dead on the walkway with stab wounds to the abdomen. They tell us a witness found that man covered in blood. Now, the witness say the suspect took off, but were able to arrest him just moments later. Now, they're still investigating as to what could have provoked this stabbing. All that remains under investigation. Reporting, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. San Antonio police say a man is dead after he was hit by a driver of a car while trying to cross a road. It happened last night near the intersection of Petranco Road and American Lotus on the city's far west side. SAPD says the man was trying to cross the road to break up a fight that police believe to be the result of a road rage incident. However, a woman driving through the area hit the man with her car. SAPD says the woman did try to stop and help and is cooperating with police. No charges have been filed at this time.
Now to Houston and the tragedy at that popular musical festival. Now, we told you about it first yesterday morning, but new details emerging of the hundreds injured. We now know 8 people have died, including 2 teenagers.
Here's ABC's Ty Hernandez with the reaction from one of the top performers.
I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this.
Travis Scott is reacting after a deadly stampede at the Astroworld Music Festival in Houston.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost.
Scott, a Houston native, was performing when the crowd suddenly started moving toward the stage, crushing people. An Apple Music live stream showed him stopping his performance several times after spotting fans in distress.
We need somebody to help him. Somebody passed out right here.
An estimated 50,000 people were there. 8 people died, including a 9th grade student.
We're talking about people who were 14, 16, 21, 23, 27. That's painful on any front.
Another 300 people were hurt. Witnesses describing a chaotic scene.
Felt almost as if you were under an elevator and the elevator was coming down on you, and there was nothing you could do about it.
We did see a couple of people pass out. It was a little scary, but that's something that you kind of expect at festivals.
Live Nation, the organizer of the event, canceled the festival's events for Saturday and offered condolences to the families of those who died. It's still not clear what caused the stampede.
We're committed to work with our partners, the police department and everybody else involved, in ensuring that this is a complete and full investigation into the cause of this tragedy.
Ty Hernandez, ABC News, New York.
Staying in your morning headlines, the House of Representatives approving a $1 trillion package of road and other infrastructure projects. About a dozen Republicans supported it, while a handful of progressive Democrats actually opposed it. The legislation is expected to create scores of jobs, improve broadband, water supplies, and other critical public works. The approval came after Democrats resolved a months-long standoff between progressives and moderates. The result is a big win for President Joe Biden and his party after they'd become increasingly anxious about the situation, especially since the president's approval ratings have dropped significantly since the start of him taking office.
The Iraqi government says its prime minister has survived an assassination attempt with an armed drone and is unharmed. In a statement, the government said an explosive-laden drone tried to hit the prime minister's home in Baghdad's heavily fortified Green Zone area. The attack marks a major escalation amid tensions sparked by the refusal of Iran-backed militias to accept last month's parliamentary election results.
Now to the latest in the fight against COVID. This morning, more children will have access to getting their vaccinations. So starting today, CVS says they will start to offer them the vaccinations for kids 5 to 11 years old at nearly 1,700 of CVS locations. These kid-sized doses already being administered at Walgreens. Hundreds of thousands of kids under the age of 12 have already gotten their first COVID shot. A federal website, vaccines.gov, is now up and running so parents can find a spot to get their kids vaccinated. And here locally, we have a series of opportunities for families to get their kids vaccinated. We have all that information right now. Just head to KSAT.com. And I believe that the Alamo Dome opens on Wednesday at noon, so local families can get their shot. Hopefully, we can be live there at 9 a.m. on Wednesday.
Hopefully.
Look at that. Deep tease. 6:06, 43 degrees out.
Well, still ahead, we'll tell you about several road closures that might delay some of your plans for the rest of the weekend.
Plus, birds up, road runners, another win. Another one. 9-0. We have all the highlights after the break.
45 degrees at 6:07 this morning. Can't see the sunrise in this shot, but it was there. We saw it. Sarah Spivey will let us know what our Sunday forecast looks like when we come back. Well, if you have plans to be out and about today, here are some road closures that you need to know about. The northbound Loop 410 exit and entrance ramp of FM 78 will be closed for pavement operations until tomorrow at 5 a.m. Drivers can take the Rittiman Road exit ramp. The right lane on northbound Loop 410 at I-10 is also closed along with the exit ramp. Drivers can take East Houston Street exit. For the full list of closures, just head to KSAT.com.
And if you are out and about today, we know a lot of people plan to be outside, Worst Fest, watching football, barbecuing. Time to bring a jacket. Oh my goodness, behind you, Sarah Spivey.
Beautiful.
We are impressed here at GMSA Weekend Edition because we often don't see the sunrise during our 6 a.m. show. And of course, reason for that is the time change. So if you enjoy the time change, I hope you got an extra hour of sleep there. It is going to be a little interesting, though, later on today when we see the sunset before 6 p.m. A bit of a shock there as we change into the end of daylight saving time. 45 degrees outside right now. This is the fourth morning in a row that we have had temperatures in the 40s in San Antonio, and that hasn't happened since the middle of March. So again, season's changing for us here. First time in about 8 months that we've seen 4 mornings in a row with temperatures in the 40s at the airport. Winds are from the west-northwest at about 5 miles per hour. They'll gradually turn to the south-southeast, light today at about 5 miles per hour as well. It's in the 30s, though, up in Comfort and in Kerrville for, again, likely the fourth morning in a row here. 38 in Kerrville, 38 in Comfort, 37 at Bernie Stage Airfield. It's 48 at Stinson, 45 in Pleasanton, 44 in New Braunfels, and 42 in Rio Medina. By the way, in Los Maples right now, the leaves are starting to peak. Now, Los Maples is sold out for the weekend, but if you want to go on their website, maybe you could see about reserving a spot this upcoming week if you want to go out to Los Maples. All right, looking at the visibility. We are seeing some areas of patchy fog, especially in Guadalupe County and out toward Castroville. This is that very shallow early morning fog that, as we see the sunrise right now, that will lift, and we'll be looking at a really beautiful sunny day, a couple of degrees warmer than yesterday. Yesterday we got up to 70. Today will likely be in the low to mid 70s for the high temperature. 75 in New Braunfels, but the upper 70s further out to the west. Del Rio at 77 this afternoon, 77 in Carrizo Springs, close to 80 degrees in Cotulla. For your Sunday forecast, at 10 we'll already be at 60. We're at 45 right now. We'll already be 15 degrees warmer at 10, 67 at noon, 73 for that afternoon high. Afternoon high happens about an hour earlier because of the time change. So we'll be looking at that afternoon high closer to 4 p.m. and then the sun will set at 5:43 this evening. South-southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. If you have Sunday night plans, make sure to bring that light jacket with you because it is going to get a bit chilly. And speaking of chilly, we'll have one more chilly morning tomorrow morning. Monday will be at about 50 degrees. But then notice Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, those morning lows are going to be a little bit warmer, closer to 60. So cool, but not chilly. Reason for that is we're going to have a small increase in the low-level humidity here from the Gulf of Mexico. So that's going to prevent our morning lows from getting too chilly until a cold front arrives on Veterans Day. Now, if you're worried about rain, I really wouldn't be worried about rain on Veterans Day because most of the rain will be to the north near the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is likely going to be a dry front, but we are going to include a 20% chance for an isolated shower or storm on Thursday. Behind that front, you guessed it, it'll be cooler, it'll be breezy, it'll be less humid, and the mornings will be back down into the chilly range. 48 for the morning low on Friday. And then speaking of Friday and Saturday, our highs will only top off near 70 degrees. So really not a bad forecast at all. Even though we get a little bit of that extra humidity in the area, we'll really only see that in the form of some morning fog tomorrow, Tuesday, and a little bit of extra cloud cover. But the cold front arrives on Thursday, making things feel more like fall by the week's end.
Ooh, 43.
Yeah, chilly.
This is no joke.
Nice.
Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 6:14, 45 degrees out.
Hey, Max, you know what they're saying about the Roadrunners?
That they're really good.
That they're hotter than fish grease.
Oh my goodness. All right, another one, 9-0. We have all the highlights. Sincere McCormick, man among men. We have what you need to know. Good morning, welcome back, and birds up. UTSA undefeated for another week. Roadrunners going 9-0 to start the season, a dominating 44-23 victory over UTEP on the road at the Sun Bowl last night. Sincere McCormick set the tone, 75-yard touchdown run on the second play from scrimmage. He finished with 169 yards of rushing, 21 carries. Let's not forget about the quarterback. The man at center, Frank Harris, 21 passes, 285 yards, 2 touchdowns, both to Zachary Franklin. Harris also running for 2 scores. That's 4 touchdowns for those who struggle to count. KSAT 12's Larry Ramirez made the trip to El Paso, so we can hear from the victorious Roadrunners. That's on KSAT.com. So next up, the Roadrunners hosting Southern Miss at the Alamodome right here at home, Saturday, 2:30. And this one goes out to Sarah Spivey. A huge top 25 showdown yesterday at Kyle Field. Number 13, Texas A&M hosting number 12, Auburn. The very definition of a defensive battle. Final play of the third quarter handoff. Isaiah Spiller, huge hole, picks up 15 to the 30-yard line. A few plays later, Seth Small comes on, 47-yard field goal, capping a 9-play drive. 9-3 Aggies in the fourth quarter. The offense struggled a little bit. The defense has the final say. Bo Nix rolls out, drops the ball on the ground. Michael Clemens right there, scoop and score. Had to let the fans know. 24-yard fumble return touchdown to go for 2. They converted up 17-3. The Aggies winning a defensive battle against the Tigers, 20-3. All right, not all love for our Texas teams. Coach Sark and the Longhorns trying to snap a 3-game skid, and they try to do it against the Cyclones. Iowa State on the road last night. Not a tougher place to play. Also trudging through a low-scoring affair late second quarter. Hudson Card in a quarterback. Xavier Worthy, he has been killing it this season. Jet sweep around the edge for a 4-yard touchdown. Longhorns up 7-3 at the break, but the Cyclones take control in the third quarter. Backwards pass, Xavier Hutchinson going deep. Tariq Milton wide open, 49-yard touchdown. Iowa State scores 21 points in the third quarter alone. They go on to win it 30-7. Texas falling below 500. All right, from the field to the court, Spurs picked up their 3rd win of the season this weekend against the Orlando Magic. So next up, San Antonio headed to Oklahoma City, staying on the road, taking on the Thunder. That game set for tonight at 6 p.m. And we have a whirlwind of sports to watch because It's Sunday.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
That means we got pro football. Good news, Cowboys fans. Dak Prescott participated in his first full practice this week since he strained his right calf 2 weeks ago. So, barring a setback in pregame warm-ups, it appears Dak will be good to go taking on the Broncos today at AT&T Stadium. One big concern was the health of wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. He did not practice after hurting his ankle in practice this week. Kickoff set for noon in Arlington. And I just saw, got to check the waiver wire pickups. Amari Cooper questionable with a hamstring. But the other Texas team, the pro Texas team, Tyrod Taylor is back, starting quarterback for the Houston Texans. Hasn't played since injuring his hamstring in the second week of the season. Since that time, the Texans have now lost 7 games in a row with rookie third-rounder Davis Mills, Stanford Cardinal, at the starting quarterback. Texans in Miami today taking on the Dolphins, who are also 1-7 this season. Kickoff at noon, so this could be it. This could be the return to the W in the column.
I'm excited for the Cowboys.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, go Cowboys.
All right, 6:22, 45 degrees out.
And next, why actor Kristen Stewart is earning Oscar buzz for her role as Princess Diana.
Good morning and welcome back. So Kristen Stewart earning Oscar buzz for her latest film.
It's a fictional drama about one of the 20th century's most iconic figures. CNN's David Daniel has a look.
Mommy!
Family are all gathered in the drawing room. They are waiting.
3 days. That's it.
Spencer takes place on a pivotal Christmas weekend at the Queen's Sandringham estate.
In this house, there is no future. Past and the present are the same thing. Diana, they can't change. You have to change.
Kristen Stewart learned all she could about Princess Diana before plunging into the role.
Yeah, I became so protective of her. I grew to really love her.
The film imagines Diana's struggles to either fit in or break away.
There's no hope for me. Not with them.
You never know if something's going to be successful or if it's going to be fruitful. In this case, I've never had a better time kind of jumping into the unknown.
Director Pablo Larraín was drawn to the mysteries of Diana's life and legacy.
After making the movie, I don't think I personally found any answers. That's what's so interesting. The more you know, the more you research, and even after making the film, the less that I have a conclusion.
They know everything. They don't.
To really share your inner life with other people is kind of a gift that is rarely given or easy to give, and kind of only shared with your most intimate, partners, family members, friends. I wish she had more of those.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Looks very good.
Interesting. Yeah, I got nothing. 6:27. You watched the Netflix series, right?
Yeah, The Crown.
Yeah, that one.
It's great.
6:27, 45 degrees out.
Well, still ahead on GMSA, the latest on the investigation into deaths of at least 8 people killed at Astroworld Festival in Houston.
And it can be tough to find the right mortgage these days. Still ahead, a look at what loan options are working the best right now. We're going to explain. Good morning. Welcome back at Happy Sunday. 6:30 this morning, Sunday, November 7th. We're a little more rested. We got an extra hour of sleep.
I know. I love that fall back. I did get in the car this morning and I was like, oh my God, I'm late to work. I'm late by an hour. I was like, oh no. We know this.
Stay on the phone. Shouts to Apple. They updated
Oh my gosh, I know. I'm always scared when I set my alarm. I'm like, does the phone know?
Does the phone
But Sarah
know?
Spivey, the phone knew. It got me here on time.
Here, Sarah. I'm really glad you're here. And I'm glad you're watching GMSA this morning. Temperatures are on the chilly side this morning. Let's take a look out there. 38 degrees in Kerrville. It's 44 in New Braunfels, 44 in Hondo, 45 in San Antonio, 53 in Del Rio. There are some areas of patchy, shallow fog out there this morning that will dissipate here with the sunrise, as we're seeing the sunrise actually right now outside an hour earlier. Now across the state of Texas, chilly no matter where you look. 43 in Lubbock, 47 in Dallas, 45 in El Paso, where UTSA just won against UTEP. Meep, meep. Okay, so 41 in Austin. A lot of people from across Texas are coming to South Central Texas for Wurstfest. And Wurstfest is going to be great today. Temperatures will be nice and mild. We'll be looking at a high temperature of 73 this afternoon. Sun's going to set at 5:43 tonight. So grab that jacket before you head out to Wurstfest, because in the evening hours it will get chilly. Temperatures will fall into the 50s. So what's up with weather? What do you need to know? Well, it's a darn near perfect Sunday out there today, but we will see a subtle increase in the humidity, which will have an effect on our morning low temperatures. And then we do have a chance for rain in the forecast, but sweater weather will be back. So I'll have a look ahead in just a few minutes. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, San Antonio Fire Department busy overnight battling flames at an apartment complex. We now know at least 2 families displaced.
This happening on the city's southwest side. Jonathan Cotto joins us live. Good morning, Jonathan. Do investigators have an idea on what could have started this fire?
Good morning, Sarah. Well, San Antonio Fire Department is telling us a man fell asleep, listen to this, with his cigarette lit, and that's what caused his mattress to catch on fire. But this is what we know so far. Fire crews responded shortly after 1 a.m. this morning to 1302 Springville Drive. This is an apartment complex on the city's southwest side near 410. Now, they say that man fell asleep again with a lit cigarette catching fire to his mattress. The flames quickly spreading to the walls of his bedroom located on the 2nd floor of that apartment. Now, firefighters say they were able to battle those flames and contain the fire to the bedroom. And as a result, the first floor did sustain some major water damage. Now, we're told one person was treated on scene for smoke inhalation, but was not taken to a hospital. We know at least 2 families have been displaced from their homes this morning. Now, Max, Sarah, it's important to mention the Red Cross did arrive on scene to assist with those families. Fire department is telling us they weren't able to get a hold of the property management. They're estimating roughly $25,000 in damages. Reporting, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. Now to the latest on the fatal crash in Kerrville that left a high school student dead. Officials with the Texas Department of Public Safety say a Ford pickup truck carrying 4 people, including Tivy High School senior David Pellestrant, swerved to avoid hitting another vehicle. DPS says the 2 cars still collided and the pickup truck crossed the center median, went into the ravine, and rolled several times. Officials say Pellestrant was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash and was pronounced dead at the scene. DPS tells us 2 other passengers in the pickup were hurt and taken to University Hospital. The drivers of both vehicles were uninjured. DPS says this is still an ongoing investigation and say speed was a contributing factor.
In Houston, 8 people dead, at least 13 more in the hospital. Now officials are looking into what caused the deaths at rapper Travis Scott's concert at Astroworld Friday night. According to police, the 8 people who were killed, their ages range from 14 to 27 years old, with one person's age still unknown. The Houston police chief says investigators now looking into questions about a crowd surge, concert goers being trampled, and possible criminal activity of someone injecting people with drugs. A total of 25 people hospitalized, more than 300 people treated at the scene.
Bodies were getting pulled over into the VIP section, like backstage. People were, as soon as I walked in, one guy ran out and threw up right next to me. People were crying.
Outside of Energy Park, where the event was held, a memorial already being placed for victims. So far, only 6 of the 8 families have been notified. Event organizers, Live Nation, and Travis Scott have said they will completely cooperate with this ongoing investigation. President Joe Biden's vaccine mandate now on a temporary halt. That's after the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals granted the injunction to stop the mandate. Court documents say petitioners gave enough cause to believe there are constitutional issues with the mandate. The Biden administration now has until tomorrow to respond to the request by opponents for a permanent injunction. This move comes just days after Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton sued the Biden administration over this vaccine mandate. And remember, if instituted, it would require large businesses to mandate the vaccine for their employees by January 4th, and those who refuse would have to undergo weekly testing.
Well, this morning, the Israeli prime minister is saying there is, quote, no room for another American consulate in Jerusalem. Prime Minister Naftali Bennett added that his government has presented its opinion to the Americans openly. The Biden administration has made it clear it wants to reopen the consulate in Jerusalem for Palestinians. Former President Donald Trump had shut down the consulate in 2019. He then merged it with the American embassy, which he moved to Jerusalem. However, Israeli leaders say Americans are welcome to open a consulate for Palestinians in Ramallah.
Well, Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers lost his first sponsor over his decision not to be vaccinated against COVID. Wisconsin-based Previa Health announced its ending of the partnership with the NFL's reigning MVP. As part of its mission, Previa Health encourages all eligible populations to be vaccinated to protect themselves and others from COVID. Rodgers has been a spokesperson for the primary care health organization since 2012. Well, one down, one to go. President Biden taking a victory lap yesterday evening after the House of Representatives approved the $1 trillion infrastructure package.
The measure, which passed late last night, could have failed after 6 progressive Democrats rejected the measure as they had threatened. But as ABC's Faith Abubi explains, they got a little help from across the aisle.
3 months after passing the Senate, the bipartisan infrastructure bill is now headed to President Biden's desk for his signature. The bill clearing the final hurdle. Passage in the House late Friday night.
On this vote, the yeas are 228 and the nays are 206. The motion is adopted.
The $1.2 trillion bipartisan deal will now invest in roads, bridges, broadband, and transit. After the House passed the bipartisan infrastructure bill, the chamber held a procedural vote on President Joe Biden's $1.75 trillion Build Back Better plan. Moderate House Democrats wanted to postpone the vote on social spending until the Congressional Budget Office releases its cost estimate for the bill. House Democratic leaders agreeing to the request.
We had hoped to be able to bring both bills to the floor today. Some members want more clarification or validation of numbers that have been put forth, that it's top line, that it is fully paid for, and we honor that request.
A final vote on the social spending plan is expected later this month. Even if the social spending bill manages to pass the House by Thanksgiving, which is a deadline Democrats imposed themselves, centrist senators and Senate procedures will likely rework or drop key elements from the bill. Here's moderate Senator Joe Manchin on CNN.
I always say that I'm a responsible West Virginia Democrat, and I'm fiscally responsible and socially compassionate.
The larger spending package would expand the nation's social safety net and deliver the nation's largest investment yet to fighting climate change. For the larger spending bill, Speaker Pelosi plans to bring it up for a vote the week right before Thanksgiving. Ty Hernandez, ABC News, New York.
The latest research from Realtor.com shows houses in San Antonio are up just about 12% year over year. That means homes on average in our area are more than 12% more expensive now than they were this time last year. We are seeing a real estate boom across the country. So why are we seeing this? What areas are most desirable? And is there a chance of a market crash? Joining us later this morning on Leading SA, local realtor Danny Charbel breaking down the local real estate market and explaining what you need to know. If you have any questions, you can still submit them. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. Then joining us at 8 a.m. to hear all the answers. Time now, just about 6:40, 45 degrees out.
Taking a look outside with live cam, 45 degrees at 6:40 this morning. The sun is up. Beautiful sunrise across the Alamo City. Sarah Spivey will let us know our Sunday forecast when we come back.
Good morning and welcome back. Are you thinking of buying a home, maybe refinancing? A lot of people did it during the pandemic. The go-to option for most home buyers has been a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage.
But as David Sears explains, it may not be the best loan for you.
The best way to buy your next home may be one of the toughest things you have to decide financially. CNN Business recently looked at when to go for a 30-year and when to go for a loan with a shorter term. In some cases, it may make sense to go with a 15 or 20-year mortgage. They require higher monthly payments but come with lower interest rates. And they let you build up equity in your home faster. First, look at cost differences of loans. How much more will your monthly payment be with a short-term loan? And how much more will you save in interest over the life of a loan with a shorter term? If you itemize deductions on your tax return, you'll want to look at any tax implications of a shorter-term loan, and you need to take into account your overall financial situation.
If you're stretching to meet your monthly bills, you may want the lower payments that a long-term loan offers. And when in doubt, talk to someone you can trust to help you navigate through the tough housing market. David Sears, KSAT 12 News.
And speaking of the housing market, today at 8 a.m., leading SA, we're talking to a local realtor talking about the housing market, 12% year over year.
And I also want to know, what are the hot spots in San Antonio right now?
Yeah.
Cold spots right now is everywhere because it's literally chilly outside right now. But hey, are you guys liking the low humidity weather?
I am.
Yeah, and you know what?
much.
The humidity is not going to get oppressively humid anytime soon, but we are going to see a subtle increase in humidity. It'll be mainly reflected in the morning lows. So yeah, dew points right now are in the 40s. We'll slowly see them rise to near 60 degrees by Wednesday, and then a front will arrive on Veterans Day, bringing us drier air back into the picture. But again, the main way you'll notice this is in the mornings. We'll be looking at morning lows getting slightly warmer over the coming days. Tomorrow morning will still be chilly, right around 50 degrees, but by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, our morning lows will be in the 60s. You'll also notice a little bit more cloud cover to start the day than what we've been seeing out there right now. But again, not oppressively humid, not icky and sticky outside by any means. Then in that front will arrive on Veterans Day and send our morning lows back into the chilly range by Friday and Saturday morning. Speaking of chilly, it's cool out there right now, 45 degrees. This is our fourth morning in a row with temperatures in the 40s in San Antonio. Last time that happened was the middle of March. So again, it's been a while since we've had consistently cool and chilly mornings in the 40s. 38 though in Comfort, 38 in Kerrville, 37 in Bernie Stage Airfield, 34 in New Braunfels, where Worst Fest will be happening today, 44 at Port SA, 44 in Hondo, and 48 in Devine. A wider view here, it's a little bit warmer out in Del Rio, where it's 53 this morning and 55 in Laredo, 42 in Gonzales, and 43 in Kennedy. Today calls for complete sunshine, a lot like yesterday, just a couple of degrees warmer. You won't really notice too much of a difference there. South-southeast winds at 5 to 10 will already be at 60 at 10, 67 at noon, and then 73 for the afternoon high right around 4 p.m. One difference you will notice today is that the sun is going to set before 6 p.m. Sunset officially at 5:43 tonight, and so again, with the time change, sunset happens earlier. If you have outdoor plans late tonight, bring that jacket with you because it's going to get chilly. By 8, we'll already be in the 50s. Looking at the high-res futurecast for tomorrow, as I mentioned, humidity getting a little bit higher by tomorrow morning. So we are going to start off with some patchy fog early Monday morning. It'll be chilly, 50 degrees. Sun is going to rise at 6:52, and then we'll be looking at a mostly sunny day tomorrow with a high temperature a few degrees warmer than today, likely in the upper 70s for the afternoon high temperature for your Monday. Then looking ahead, as that Gulf moisture slowly increases, we'll have more cloud cover on Tuesday. In fact, Tuesday should be a mostly cloudy day, but that front will arrive on Veterans Day, and I don't want you to be too worried about the potential for rain, because rain, if we do get any, it'll be isolated in the morning hours on Thursday, and most of the rainfall should occur up near the Dallas-Fort Worth area and East Texas. So if you have plans to celebrate our veterans outdoors on Thursday, really just plan for a breezy day with some temperatures dropping during the second part of the day. Again, a mild week ahead, very fall-like with highs near 80 degrees. And then that front will arrive on Thursday, making it feel even cooler for the weekend. Cold mornings, comfortable afternoons.
Fantastic. Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 6:48, 45 degrees out.
Well, there's a new free update out for Nintendo's popular Animal Crossing New Horizons. Max Massey's very excited about this.
So excited.
We'll tell you how you can get it and what's included.
Needed the update.
Animal Crossing New Horizons has received a pair of big expansions.
Kick back and relax while Brewster serves you up a cup of his finest, hand-selected coffee.
There's a couple of really incredible things coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I think you have to start with the idea that this game sold about 30 million units which is unbelievable. It's now one of the most important properties that Nintendo owns.
KK Slider, who holds a live concert at the Plaza every Saturday, will release additional songs.
This new update is bringing a whole bunch of new enhancements and new elements to the game that is going to make the game a lot more, a lot larger and a lot more fun.
Cooking is coming to DIY recipes. Looks like Harv wants to create a plaza with all sorts of shops. Gyroids make rather interesting sounds. Experiment with different gyroid combinations.
But along with the free update that's coming, the version 2.0, they've also got a brand new downloadable piece of content, which is paid, which is called Happy Home Paradise. And it gives you a peninsula to then become basically a resort planner, and you take on clients and you have kind of a limitless budget to just imagine this new sort of community.
Through your work, you'll be in charge of coordinating dream lifestyles for characters.
People love this game, and it became this really fantastic retreat from the pervasive, inescapable reality of a pandemic.
Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
What do you think?
So how often do you go to that live concert?
Well, you know, I don't play Animal Crossing, but that made me want to play it.
There you go. It's the first step into the metaverse.
There you go.
All right. 6:53, 45 degrees out. Thank you, Sarah Spivey. I thought it was funny, too.
Taking a look outside the roads, things running pretty smoothly on this beautiful Sunday morning.
And you know what would be beautiful?
If we won the lottery.
If we won the lottery. So here are your numbers. Pick 3, 660, Fireball 6. Daily 4, 4645, Fireball 1.
Cash 5, 1, 4, 5, 13, 16. Texas Lotto 9, 12, 17, 18, 36, 44. So if I won the ticket but you put in, how much percentage would I get versus?
We'll do the 10% finder's fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have Powerball. There it is. 8, 30, 48, 57, 64. Powerball 9, Power Play 2.
San Antonio Police Department investigating a stabbing that's left one person dead. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Cotto. It all started as a welfare check, but police arrived to find a man stabbed to death. It all happened just minutes after 1 a.m. this morning at this home on West Mitchell Street in King Roger. That's near I-10 on the city's south side. Now, police say they arrived to find a man dead on the walkway with stab wounds to the abdomen. They tell us a witness found that man covered in blood. That witness told police the suspect took off, but police were able to quickly find and arrest him. They say charges are pending and they're investigating into what exactly caused this stabbing. Reporting Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, criminal investigations are underway after the deadly crowd surge at a Houston music festival. Rapper Travis Scott now speaking out as we learn more about those who lost their lives. Plus, the battle over vaccine mandates heating up as a federal appeals court puts a temporary hold on a vaccine requirement for 2/3 of the American workforce. And with the biggest holidays of the year just weeks away, some important travel tips to help you plan your getaways. It's all ahead here on GMA.
It's 44 degrees outside right now, and that'll go down as our morning low. 37 Bernie Stage Airfield, 37 in Comfort, and 38 in Kerrville. A beautiful sunny day, though, after this chilly start. We'll already be at 60 by 10, 67 at noon, 73 for the high temperature. Because of that time change, our sun will set at 5:43 this evening. South-southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some morning fog tomorrow, and then 77 for the high temperature. Really mild week ahead through about Wednesday, and then a cold front will arrive on Veterans Day. That'll make things breezy and drop our temperatures back down to that chilly range, especially in the morning hours.
Sweater weather?
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Got a sweater on right now.
See, I got this.
That's
it's keeping me warm.
Yeah,
me
it's
too.
like a face thing.
Hey, we've got a big show coming up at 8.
We do have a big show, so we're going to take an hour-long break for Good Morning America. But at 8 a.m., we have Leading SA. We are talking to a local realtor. I know it's a subject you're very passionate about.
I want to know what the hot spots are, and I also want to know if San Antonio could become like Austin in the future when it comes to the real estate market.
It is about the real estate market. We're going to talk about housing, 12% year over year. It is getting more and more expensive. So what does the future bring? We're going to explain. 8 a.m.
See you at 8.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A man found stabbed to death outside a home near Confluence Park, but police able to make an arrest quickly. We have the details.
And some families breathing a sigh of relief to know their loved ones are okay after attending the Astroworld Music Festival in Houston this weekend, where 8 people died. What one father says his son experienced during the chaos, that's coming up.
And here at home, 48 degrees to start your Sunday morning. It is crisp and cool out there now, but what does the rest of the weekend look like? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. Until then, good morning. 8 o'clock this Sunday, November 7th. 8 o'clock feels like 9, though.
I know. Really enjoying that fall back, enjoying that extra hour of sleep. I hope all of our viewers got some well-deserved rest as well. And before, we're going to check in with Sarah Spivey and talk weather in just a few minutes, but we got some overnight news to get to.
That's right. A man hit and killed while running across Petranco Road on the far west side. This all happening just before 10 p.m. outside 1604 near American Lotus. Now, police say the man was running across the street to break up a fight at a gas station. That's when he was hit by a vehicle. The woman driving did stop, trying to help the man out. She is cooperating with police. That man taken to the hospital. That's where he later passed away.
And police have arrested a person in connection to a deadly stabbing overnight. Around 1 this morning, officers responded to a call at a home at West Mitchell and King Rodgers Streets. That's just south of downtown near Confluence Park. They found a man dead on the walkway with stab wounds to his stomach. A witness told police they saw the suspect leaving, and that's how police were able to make the arrest. Charges are pending as this investigation continues.
Now to the latest in Houston, hoping to learn more details today about that tragic Astroworld Music Festival. The latest information we've received from yesterday afternoon's press conference, 8 people dead, and those 8 people range in age from 14 years old to 27 years old.
At least 13 other people are still in the hospital, and many families in the community are still reeling from this horrible incident. Jonathan Cotto joins us live in the newsroom with reactions from some parents. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Max and Sarah. Well, a lot to cover here. While at least 8 families are dealing with the loss of their loved ones, thousands of other families are thankful they're not dealing with the same situation.
Just knowing that my son almost didn't make it home. And then the ones who didn't, I just really feel for them.
Victor Cruz fights to hold back the tears as he talks about his 18-year-old son, Aiden Cruz, who he says was nearly crushed to death himself after the crowd surged forward right where he was standing with a group of his high school friends during Friday night's Astroworld Festival concert.
As soon as Travis Scott came on, that everybody started pushing. They fell down to the ground, and he said he didn't think he was going to make it. And he thought he just instantly started praying as people were on top of him. His legs are trapped.
Victor says Aiden described to him the crush of people all around. Some trapped below him, others piled on top of him. But he managed to get one arm free and was pulled to safety by another teenager. Having seen the horror, Victor says that's when his son climbed onto a platform where a cameraman was shooting the concert, and he began screaming to stop the show. But Aiden told his father neither the cameraman nor anyone else did anything to stop what was happening below.
He was trying to tell him that there was people underneath there dying, and there was other people's kids down there on the trapped and dying.
In the end, Victor says his son is bruised and sore but is okay. He gets down on his knees and thanks God that his son somehow made it out alive.
I'm just grateful that he made it home.
The cause of the deaths for those 8 people are still unknown. Officials are still trying to notify family members of those who passed away. Right now, investigators are looking into questions about a crowd surge, concert goers being trampled, and possible criminal activity of someone injecting people with drugs. Now, Houston police have made some arrests already. A memorial has also been placed in front of NRG Park, where the event was held. Max, Sarah?
All right, Jonathan Cotto, thank you so much. Really appreciate
it.
We're going to continue to monitor the situation throughout the morning, throughout the day. But in the meantime, we know it is 48 degrees here in the Alamo City, crisp and cool to start the day, Sarah Spivey.
Yeah, finally starting to get out of the 40s here for us, but it's still chilly outside, and so you'll need that jacket this morning. Let's take a look out with those temperatures. 43 Bernie Stage Airfield, 49 at the airport, 51 in Canyon Lake, 49 in New Braunfels, 52 in Stinson, 40 in Comfort, and 41 in Kerrville. Although we're starting off chilly, it is not going to be chilly all day. In fact, it is going to be a beautiful day with total sunshine sunshine, low humidity, and temperatures will steadily climb to 73 degrees this afternoon. Right at about 4 p.m., that's when we'll see the afternoon high. Winds will be from the south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's going to get chilly tonight, back into the 50s. And one big difference that you'll notice is that the sun is going to set at 5:43 this evening before 6 p.m. because, of course, of that time change. So what's up with the weather? A darn near perfect Sunday for us, but we are going to see a subtle increase in the humidity over the next few days. That's going to impact our morning lows. And on Veterans Day, Thursday, there will be a cold front. So we've got a lot to chat about in the forecast in just a few minutes. Max and Sarah.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. Well, research from Realtor.com shows houses in San Antonio are up 12.2% year over year. That means homes on average in our area, they are more than 12% more expensive now than they were this time last year. We are seeing a real estate boom across the country and across the Alamo City.
So joining us in today's Leading SA segment is San Antonio Keller Williams realtor Danny Charbel. Good morning, Danny. Thank you so much for taking your time and joining us.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
So, Danny, from your perspective, how has the San Antonio housing market changed over the last 18 months and why?
Well, normally we see San Antonio being a little bit insulated from effects and trends around the country. That was definitely not the case with this pandemic as it came through. Now, when interest rates dropped to nearly zero, the whole country went into a flurry, and San Antonio is not an exception to that rule. Whether it was first-time purchases or people buying up, buying down, downsizing, moving in or out of urban, suburban areas, we saw a ton of activity that was jazzed by those high interest rates or low interest rates. Sorry.
So, Danny, what are the specific parts of town that you're seeing an influx of buyers? In other words, what areas are hot right now? Is it inside 410? Is it those neighborhoods outside of 1604?
Yeah, great question. So it's not so much each area that's getting a lot of attention. It's what market segment is looking at those areas, right? So we're seeing a lot of 20-somethings and 30-somethings looking to either get deep into the city core or starting to look at, school districts, planning for their future, that kind of thing, moving into older homes, rehabbing them, making them look the way they want them to look. The pandemic really has stoked the fire of people looking inward and deciding on what they really want from a house and what things they need to have in order to be prepared for the next big thing, right? We are seeing also those folks who are downsizing, making an interesting move. A lot of folks selling their houses, the family home or whatever it may be, and moving into condos or townhomes on smaller lot sizes, lower maintenance, something that's a little bit newer perhaps, so that they can lock and leave, as we say, to go on vacations or go spend time with grandchildren and things along those lines. So it's not so much which areas are getting lots of activity, but which market segments we're seeing focusing on different parts of town.
So it is more than San Antonio, right? I mean, we're seeing New Braunfels, Bernie, Kerrville grow faster and faster and get more expensive. Now, why do you think that is?
Yeah, we're seeing remarkable growth on the outlying areas. And that part of that is folks coming in from other states, other locales, and saying, hey, I want that Texas experience. I want to get away from it all. I want to have a little bit of elbow room. People coming in from the coastlines are saying, can I get away from my neighbors? Can I have a little bit of space, right? And so not a very Texan quality, but anyway, they're coming in and trying to buy something a little bit larger, half an acre, 3/4 or larger, and buying up those areas. And of course, as we know, as demand goes up, that supply goes down, prices are going to rise in response to that action. So we're also seeing an interesting change in folks who live in the city, getting a little bit tired of that activity and moving out to those areas. We saw a lot of that kind of reactionary selling and buying once the pandemic really took hold.
People just wanted some space. Well, the market seems like it's booming right now. So do you anticipate a slowdown or even a crash anytime soon?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we do normally expect to see kind of a slowdown this time of year, right? Halloween kind of starts that trend. Thanksgiving is no exception. And then the holidays across various cultures and religions throughout the December and January timelines. We're seeing a lot of, we normally see a lot of slowdown at that time. Now, is it going to stop? No. we're expecting, at least speculation says, that this kind of activity and this kind of fervor for home buying is going to continue through at least the second quarter of next year, if not third quarter of next year. And that's all going to be solidified by interest rates. As long as interest rates stay very, very low, you're going to see that kind of activity in the buying sector. And then, of course, folks are selling because they can get a lot of money for their houses. And I'm not mad at them for that. Go ahead and cash in on that investment, right? Make your money back and go and find something else to invest in at a lower interest rate. So we do expect to see this happening. We don't expect to see a crash here in San Antonio. Speculation right now is saying that we will probably plateau in terms of values and prices, but the activity, the level of activity should stay pretty high, at least through the second or third quarter next year.
Real quick, Danny, we got to go. But I need to know, are we going to turn into something like Austin in the future, in the near future?
In the near future, probably not. So San Antonio is double the size of Austin, roughly. And the good news, that's the good news for us, is we have the space to spread. Austin is landlocked. They don't have the ability to build more supply to stave off the demand. And so we can do that, and we are doing that. You're seeing a big push outside city limits and into the reach of the county. And so that will help us kind of maintain affordability for the foreseeable future. Will that change? Yeah, eventually. But for right now, I think we're safe.
Thank you, Danny, so much.
Danny, thank you so much for your time this morning. For the extra question, anyone who missed any part of this interview, we have the whole thing posted, KSAT.com. All right, from the housing market to the road runners. And guess what?
Beep, beep.
Meep, meep.
Meep, meep.
Meep, meep. Still undefeated. They got a big win last night over UTEP in El Paso. They are 9-0 this season.
Pretty exciting. Larry Ramirez made the trip to El Paso and shares the Roadrunner secret to success.
In college football, it's very important for the road team to score a touchdown first, and that's what UTSA did right here at UTEP, thanks to Sincere McCormick and his 75-yard touchdown on just the second play of the game. I mean, it just sucked the air right out of this stadium.
It sets the tone for the team, get the team riled up, get them hype, and show the other team that we're not here to play. When you're on the road, one of the biggest things, that we have to do is, make sure that we, suck the life out early and, try to keep our foot on the whole time. And, I feel like that's real vital, as far as going on the road and playing, and not at home.
You're exactly right. It's our brand. It's who we are. I think it just resonates to everybody about the triangle of toughness. That's just who we are. But yes, number 3 is a huge part of that.
With this win, UTSA improves to 9-0. We'll have much more with the Roadrunners today at 5:30 and then tonight at 11 on Instant Replay. Back to you.
All right, next up, Roadrunners hosting Southern Miss here at home in the Alamo Dome this coming Saturday, 2:30 p.m. You want to say it?
Hotter than fish grease.
There you go. Time now, 8:13, 49 degrees out.
We'll be right back. From baking supplies to early Black Friday deals, there's a wide range of specials and sales to take advantage of in early November. Deal News took a look at where and when to score some savings. Well, Veterans Day is this week, and retailers have been using the holiday to offer discounts on a wide range of categories. Last year, eBay, Kohl's, and Eddie Bauer were among those slashing prices, and early November is when grocers have been putting baking supplies on sale. Look for markdowns on staples like flour and sugar, and you may find seasonal items like cranberry sauce and canned pumpkin discounted. And shop for winter produce such as sweet potatoes, winter squash, and oranges this month. And with supply chain issues causing delays, retailers have already begun rolling out their Black Friday specials. Walmart's first sales event just kicked off, and another one starts Wednesday, November 10th. But a couple of things to wait on before buying: winter clothing and exercise equipment. Both of those categories are usually marked down in January.
All right, speaking of January, felt like January this morning. You started off at 43-ish.
It was burr outside.
Oh.
A little chilly out there right now. I mean, temperatures are just now starting to get out of the 40s, so you're going to need that jacket, that sweater. But in the afternoon, should be nice and comfortable. So a lot like yesterday, guys. Let's take a look outside with live cam sunshine. And on the horizon there, you can see a little bit of that patchy fog in places. 49 degrees, mostly sunny. Winds from the west-northwest at about 5 miles per hour, but today those winds will turn to the south at about 5 miles per hour as well. 43 still at Bernie Stage Airfield, 42 in Comfort, 51 in Canyon Lake, 49 in New Braunfels, 49 in Hondo, waking up at 49 in Lost Maples. Speaking of Lost Maples, the natural area there, the trees are really starting to come to their peak. Now they're sold out this weekend, but in the week ahead, you can look and see if you want to take some spaces there in the week ahead. Again, we do have some areas of patchy fog. Visibility is down to 5 miles in Kerrville, down to 5 at Stinson, and in Guadalupe County, we're seeing some lower visibility as well from some fog. But other than that, tons of sunshine and high temperatures rebounding really nicely into the 70s. 75 for the high in New Braunfels, 75 in Hondo, 77 in Del Rio, 77 in Carrizo Springs, close to 80 degrees down near Cotulla and Laredo. Here in San Antonio, we're going to have 67 at noon. Again, sunny. We'll already be in the mid to upper 60s by the lunch hour. 73 degrees for the afternoon high. A great day for enjoying some brunch outside, enjoying some time outdoors. South-southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour, so a light wind. One big difference you'll notice is that the sun is going to set a lot earlier. Sun is going to set at 5:43 this evening before 6 p.m. because of the time change. So if you have evening plans, know that the sun's going to set all that much earlier. And we are going to be a bit chilly too, with temperatures falling into the 50s by 8 p.m. Now, one thing you'll notice in the days ahead is that the morning lows will not be as chilly. Tomorrow morning, definitely going to be a chilly start, but by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, those morning lows will be cool in the 60s rather than in the 40s. And the reason for that, a little bit of increase in some Gulf moisture from a high pressure system off to our east. Now, it's not going to be extremely noticeable during the daytime, but again, just noticeable enough to make those mornings not as chilly and also bring us some morning clouds. But before we can get too humid, another cold front is going to move through, this one moving through on Veterans Day on Thursday. If you're concerned about rain, though, if you have outdoor Veterans Day plans, I wouldn't be all that concerned. There's only a small off chance for a shower or a storm on Veterans Day. When that front moves through, though, it is going to get breezy. Winds will be from the north, gusting up to 25 miles per hour during the day on Thursday on Veterans Day, and it will be getting cooler as well. So let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow morning, waking up with some fog, 77 degrees in the afternoon tomorrow, so a beautiful Monday. And then noticeably more mild Tuesday through the start of Thursday with those morning lows right near 60 degrees and highs near 80. That front will move through on Veterans Day with only a small chance for an isolated shower or storm when it moves on through. Morning lows will be in the 40s. Afternoon highs will be in the 60s as we head into the weekend.
Fabulous. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. 821, 50 degrees out.
We'll be right back.
All right, good morning and welcome back. So we've really just gotten into November, but there are already so many places you can take the kids to get their pictures with Santa. Right now on KSAT.com, we have a list of popular places that offer Santa pics.
It's too soon. All right, well, currently only Bass Pro Shop is taking appointments, and other places such as some of the shopping malls and Traders Village will soon have St. Nick. They're ready to see the kids. You can find this story on our website under the Things to Do section in the Entertainment tab.
All right, have you put up your Christmas lights yet?
No, after Thanksgiving.
Okay, that's
hard deadline.
All right, and speaking of things to do, Worst Fest hours. These are them for today. Open at 11 a.m. They close at 10 p.m. Today is buy one, get one free for tickets. You can find the coupon to download on the Worst Fest website. And sneak peek tomorrow, GMSA at 9 a.m. We're going to be there talking about what the last couple of years have been like. Remember, they went through the pandemic and then they had the fire.
The fire, that was so tragic.
Yeah, but they are back.
They're
and they
back.
Are better than ever.
Worst Fest.
Exactly. 825, 50 degrees out.
Well, still to come on GMSA when the president says we could see the effects of the infrastructure bill and what he cautioned against.
Plus, with shortages and the holidays coming up, American Airlines offering their flight attendants big bonuses for working through the busy season. We explain and the story in your morning headlines. Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
I'm Sarah Acosta. It is Sunday, November 7th. How are you doing on No Shave?
It feels great. Warm with the cold mornings. haven't raised as much as anyone else.
Okay, so here is a plea to action. If you want to donate for a good cause.
Great cause.
Great cause. Max Massey is pleading for donations in his name. Also, I want to give a shout out to Jonathan Cotto, who's also
he's going to be joining us in a few
shave.
moments.
But yeah, just go on on KSAT.com.
KSAT.com. We have the link on all my social media. And credit to Mike Osterhage, Justin Horn, David Sears, Mark Austin. They have got like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I'm at $11.
Okay, so let's help out our friend Max.
There you go.
Donate in his name.
Sarah Spivey, is this beard going to be necessary for the cold mornings ahead?
Well, the mornings will actually get a little bit warmer over the next few mornings there, Max. But, we just got the pollen count in and wanted to show that to you. No real major problems here. The only allergen present is mold, and it is low at 200. That's only up a little bit from yesterday. And temperatures are up as well. We're at 49 degrees, so it's still chilly out there, but we're currently seeing the thermometer rise. 50 at Bernie Stage Airfield. Bernie started off in the 30s this morning. 42 in Comfort, 45 in Bandera, 49 in Hondo, 55 in Devine. All right, I'll peel back the curtain a little bit because Max and Sarah have been making fun of me all morning long for how I pronounce Wurstfest. That's how you pronounce it in
We
German.
didn't say that was anything bad. We were impressed.
Making fun of me, though.
Wurstfest.
Making fun of me, though. But of course, if you are going to head out there today in New Braunfels, know that the weather's going to be great. We'll be looking at a high temperature in the low 70s. It will get chilly, though, tonight. Sun is going to set before 6 p.m. and temperatures will fall into the 50s by 9 p.m. So what's up with the forecast? What are we going to talk about? Well, darn near perfect weather this Sunday with a subtle increase in humidity. That'll affect those morning low temperatures that we were just talking about. And on Veterans Day, we've actually got a cold front in the works. So a lot to chat about in the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, 2 families displaced from their apartments after a man fell asleep with a lit cigarette, causing a fire in the complex. This happened just before 1:30 this morning at an apartment complex on Springvale Drive. That's on the city's southwest side near Valley High Drive inside Loop 410. The San Antonio Fire Department says the lit cigarette caught a mattress on fire and quickly spread to the walls of the bedroom. The fire was contained to that one apartment unit, but the unit on the first floor sustained heavy water damage. One person was treated for smoke inhalation, and the Red Cross was called to help the families whose apartments were damaged.
And new information this morning after a deadly crash on the main lanes of I-35 and Eisenhower, a story we first told you about yesterday morning.
Our Jonathan Cotto joins us again in studio with the details. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Max and Sarah. Well, police have identified 30-year-old Ashley Walton and 23-year-old Zarek Scott Wood as the 2 people who were killed after rear-ending a pickup truck on I-35. San Antonio police responded to the northbound lanes of I-35 and Eisenhower shortly after 1 a.m. yesterday morning. Walton and Woods were in a Ford Escape traveling northbound when they rear-ended a Chevy pickup truck. Now, police say Walton and Woods made it out of that collision okay, but got out of their SUV to look at the damages. That's when the driver of a Nissan van didn't see them and hit them both. Now, the driver of the van did stop to help. He and the driver from the red truck were not injured. Police say alcohol was not a factor and are ruling this an accident. Walton and Woods were pronounced dead at the scene. Police say the investigation is ongoing. Max, Sarah.
Thank you, Jonathan. We've learned more details about a deadly crash in Kerrville that killed a Tybee High School football player. All this happening on Thursday. DPS officials say a 19-year-old man was driving too fast on I-10, had to swerve to avoid from hitting a Kia from behind. The man swerved his truck, but it still hit the Kia, then went across the median, rolled several times into a ravine. 17-year-old David Palestrant was the passenger in that truck, died at the scene. Officials say he was not wearing his seatbelt. 2 other passengers taken to the hospital for injuries as well. The 19-year-old driver and the driver of the Kia, no injuries reported there.
A traffic alert to be aware of in East San Antonio. TxDOT will have intermittent closure of Loop 410 north and southbound between FM 70A and I-10. Here's a map of that area. TxDOT will be doing utility work there until about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Traffic will be stopped for 15 minutes at a time. Again, this is only on Loop 410 between FM 70A and I-10, so avoid that area if you can.
In your morning headlines, nearly 100 people dead after a fuel tanker explosion in Sierra Leone, that's West Africa. Now, the explosion happened Friday night. Officials say dozens of injured victims taken to local hospitals. The rescue effort at the scene is now over, but authorities have not made any official determinations about how the explosion happened. The mayor of the suburb where this happened actually published a statement on Facebook saying a truck carrying fuel collided with another truck. Residents who tried to collect the fuel leaking from the truck who were victims of the subsequent explosion.
Well, President Biden says he expects Americans will begin to see the effects of the bipartisan infrastructure bill in the next couple of months, but he cautioned the larger impact from the massive $1.2 trillion package will be felt over a longer period of time.
They'll see the effects of the bill, this bill, probably starting within the next 2 to 3 months, as we get things, shovels in grounds and in the ground, and people being told they're going to be working, doing the following things, and things are going to move. It is a bill that's paid out over a number of years.
On Friday night, House Progressive finally agreed to an 11th hour vote on the bill. It comes after months of negotiations. 13 Republicans voted with the majority of Democrats in support of the bill. 6 Democrats voted against it.
And speaking of the Biden administration, a federal appeals court temporarily blocking the administration's vaccine mandate for employers with more than 100 employees. Now, the Fifth Court of Appeals in New Orleans ruled there are constitutional issues with the vaccine mandate. The ruling did not indicate whether it would have a nationwide impact or only apply to the states under its jurisdiction. 27 states, including here in Texas, suing the Biden administration over the vaccine mandate. Now, the rules released Thursday would require those employers to have employees vaccinated by January 4th. Lawyers for the Biden administration have until 5 p.m. tomorrow, Monday, to respond to the court's stay of the vaccine mandate.
Well, as of yesterday, 7 out of 10 American adults are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. That's according to the CDC. And more than 80% of Americans age 18 and older have received at least 1 dose of the vaccine. That number is 98% for people over 65. And about 12% of them have received their 3rd booster shot. Since children age 5 to 11 were just authorized to get the Pfizer vaccine this week, the CDC is doing some recalculating on that total population. Now, 64% of Bexar County is fully vaccinated and 76.8% with children 12 and older are fully vaccinated in Bexar County.
Well, American Airlines giving flight attendants a big bonus in an effort to prevent another operational meltdown this holiday season. According to an American Airlines internal memo, American flight attendants who work during Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's holidays will receive a 150% premium. Better yet, those who have no absences between November 15th and January 2nd will get an even higher 300% premium for holiday hours they work. The one-time premium for peak holiday travel periods being offered to help American Airlines meet the expected consumer demand. The airline has also been scrambling to replace the 8,000 flight attendants who were furloughed when the pandemic first happened.
Well, this morning, thousands of people taking part in the New York City Marathon after it was canceled last year due to COVID.
That's right. More than 30,000 people taking part in this grueling race through all 5 of New York's boroughs. 26.2 miles?
That's a lot of miles.
That's a lot of miles. ABC's Phil Lipoff shares the special story of one runner.
This morning, the 50th New York City Marathon. A reduced field of 33,000 will make their way through 5 boroughs over 5 bridges, 26.2 miles, and this year, they'll do it in person again.
Soak it in. A year ago, we were not here, and today, New York is back.
New York Road Runners puts on the race and points out the new importance of the sport for so many during the pandemic.
We saw a lot of new runners take up the sport for the first time. Running provided the solace and comfort and a return to normalcy for many people during these uncertain times.
And running does just that for Thomas Eller. He sees the thousands lining the streets screaming and cheering. He just can't hear them.
You can feel it with the whole body, even at a deaf person like me.
Thomas is a Deaflympics athlete and was on track to become the first ever deaf-born 6-star marathon runner, meaning Tokyo, Berlin, Paris, New York, Boston, and Chicago. He came from Germany to compete and says running is like therapy for his eyes.
The New York Marathon is so special for me because the crowd, the camaraderie, the people cheering for you, it's a special atmosphere.
The pandemic threw him off course last year, but now Thomas is running New York City this morning, and in 2023 he plans to complete the 6. in Tokyo.
That was Phil Lipoff reporting. Good luck to all the runners.
A lot of miles running.
Mm-hmm.
All right, time now 8:40, 52 degrees out.
Well, coming up next, look at high school football, Max.
That's right, one of yesterday's high school football games that had a lot online for both teams. We're going to explain and show you the highlights next.
Good morning. Coming up on This Week, we start the countdown to the midterm elections. I traveled through key swing states talking to voters about their concerns after Tuesday's big election night for Republicans. Plus, as vaccines roll out for young children and the Biden administration pushes a new vaccine mandate for workers, I'll talk with Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy about the future of the pandemic. And the Powerhouse Roundtable takes on President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure win. That's all coming up on This Week.
All right, well, this week in big game coverage, big game high school football. Number 3 Johnson looking to complete a 10-0 season, taking on Clark. Shout out Sarah Spivey. They needed a win to get into the playoffs. Third quarter, Jags up 17-7. Jets week, Alejandro Tavares running left. Looks like he brought it down, never touched the ground. So cuts back again against the grain, picking up a huge block, and he is, wait for it, gone. You hold up the one because he's about to get 7. 49 yards to the house. Johnson goes up 24-7. The Jags hold on to win 31-21. 10-0 for the first time in program history. Clark, is eliminated, which means Brandeis actually qualifies for the playoffs. They will take on Steele in the district round next week. That was not the only game that happened yesterday. Don't worry. We have some of the other scores from around town. Johnson 31, Clark 21, Highlands 52, Brack 47, Harlandale 40, McCollum 21. And if it's not in our graphic, but Eagle Pass beat Del Rio 34-13. We have all the scores you need to know. Just head to KSAT.com. We also have UTSA. Boom, we told you about their huge win over UTEP last night. A look at some of the other scores from our other local college football teams. There we go. Texas State 27, big win against Louisiana Monroe. And then here we go. Talk about barn burners. Trinity 28, Birmingham Southern 27. Don't worry, we're going to acknowledge Trinity still undefeated. And can't forget about UIW. Look at this. UIW putting up 55 points. Southeastern Louisiana 52. And then, tough few stretch weeks for the Longhorns. UT falling to the Cyclones. And here we go. Can I get one from Sarah? Hey, there we go. A&M, great game. 20, beating Auburn. That's 3.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
And don't worry, if you haven't had enough football, we got a great slate today. Cowboys taking on the Broncos, who just got rid of Von Miller. He's now on the Rams. That is in Arlington, set at noon. Just got word that both wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, are playing. And the Texans, with the quarterback back at the helm, Tyrod Taylor, taking on the 1-7 Dolphins in Miami, also at noon. But guess what?
What?
There's more, because the Spurs play tonight as well, taking on the Thunder in Oklahoma City, 6 p.m. You're going to have all the highlights, all the football highlights, Spurs highlights tonight, instant replay at 11 p.m. right after the night beat. Here you go, Sarah Costa.
Go Spurs, go.
There we go.
All right, 52 degrees, 8:47 this morning. It is beautiful out there, Sarah.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous out there, and temperatures are warming up too. So you needed the jacket this morning. We got down to about 43 degrees here in San Antonio. Now we're already in the 50s. So would you look at that? Warming up, and the dew points will slowly be on the rise as well. We are not going to have these very chilly mornings for much longer over the next couple of days. In fact, tomorrow we'll have a chilly morning, but with the humidity slowly starting to rise, you're not really going to notice it very much outside, as far as it won't necessarily feel sticky and icky out there. But the one big way you'll notice it is from the morning lows. Again, this morning we were down into the 40s. We were in the 40s for the 4th morning in a row here in San Antonio. Last time we did that was in mid-March. So it's been almost 8 months since we've seen consecutive mornings in the 40s. Tomorrow morning will be chilly still, about 50 degrees. But by Tuesday morning, Cool, not necessarily chilly, but cool outside, 60 degrees Tuesday through Thursday for the start of the day, as we see a little bit more noticeable humidity out there. And then our morning lows drop again Friday and Saturday because of a cold front arriving on Veterans Day. We'll get to all that and more in just a bit. First, let's just soak in these beautiful blue skies, total sunshine out there. And we're starting to get into the 50s now. Although it's 49 still officially at the airport, we're going to see that number up here in the next 5 minutes or so. 49 in New Braunfels, 51 in Canyon Lake, 44 in Comfort, 47 in Bandera, 47 in Los Maples, and 49 in Hondo. A wider view, 52 in Kennedy, 54 in Del Rio, 54 in Carrizo Springs, and 54 in Cotulla. Most of us are enjoying some clear skies this morning, maybe some patchy fog in places, especially out near Del Rio, where we've got some patchy fog right now and low-level clouds, but those will be clearing here shortly as well. And in San Antonio today, we'll be at 67 at noon, 73 for the afternoon high temperature. So a beautiful day to get outside, get outdoors, enjoy some time outdoors. There's going to be low humidity, a light wind from the south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And you'll want to soak up as much sunshine as you can because the sun is going to set tonight at 5:43 before 6 p.m. Of course, because of the time change. If you have Sunday night plans, maybe going out for the evening, know that you'll need that jacket because temperatures will dip down into the 50s by about 9 p.m. or so. So looking at the futurecast for tomorrow morning, as I just mentioned, we're going to have a slow increase in the humidity. You'll see it tomorrow in the form of some fog early tomorrow morning. We'll still get down to 50 degrees, but that fog will develop and then we'll see skies clear. It'll be a mostly sunny day with a high temperature in the upper 70s tomorrow. So just a little bit warmer in the afternoon. Again, the sun is going to set before 6 p.m. tomorrow as well. 77 for that high temperature. Looking at the futurecast, as I mentioned, that high pressure system over the Mississippi River is going to bring in that Gulf moisture, which will really only be noticeable in the morning hours because it won't be as chilly, and we'll see morning clouds through the middle of the week. But then before we can get too humid, a front will arrive on Veterans Day, and I know we have a lot of plans outdoors for Veterans Day, this being Military City, USA and all, so we won't really have to worry about rain with this front. There's only a 20% chance for an isolated shower in the morning on Thursday when this front moves through. Instead, you'll really notice on Veterans Day the breezy conditions, winds from the north at about 25, and temperatures will likely fall a little bit throughout the day. So we're just going to enter a stretch of more mild weather through the middle of the week. Then that front will arrive on Thursday, and morning lows will dip down into the 40s, and afternoons will only be in the 60s as we head into next weekend. Max and Sarah.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. Just about 8:51, 53 degrees out.
Take a look at those lotto numbers. Pick 3, 6606, Fireball 6. Daily 4, 4, 6, 4, 5, Fireball 1.
Hopefully you like the number 6 today. Cash 5, 1, 4, 5, 13, 16. Lotto Texas 9, 12, 17, 18, 36, 44. And here we go. Did you play?
No.
Is it at 100 million yet?
Yes.
Oh, no. Leave money on the table, Sarah Costa. Powerball numbers 8, 30, 48, 57, 64. Powerball 9, Power Play 2. Good luck. We'll be right back. In the news you need to know before you go, police have detained 2 people in connection to a deadly stabbing overnight. This is what we know right now. Around 1 a.m., officers responded to a call at a home on West Mitchell and King Rodgers Streets. That is just south of downtown near Confluence Park. When investigators arrived, they found a man dead on the walkway with stab wounds to his chest. While officers were investigating, they did manage to detain 2 people. Charges are still pending, as is the investigation.
One last look at the pollen count. No problems here. Molds are low. That's the only allergen present, and molds are low at 200. Now, temperatures are rising. It's already 57 degrees at the airport. Today, we're going to reach 73 in the afternoon. More mild mornings after tomorrow morning, with mornings near 60, highs near 80. And that front will arrive on Thursday, knocking our temperatures back down as we continue the temperature roller coaster of fall here in San Antonio.
That's perfect because you start cold, start with a sweater, you take it off, you're good to go.
You can't just wear one outfit all day. You gotta,
How dare you?
You guys have a great Sunday.